Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, hello, my name is KK.
KK. Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time.
This is your first time, right?
It is my first time.
So, did you try X-47?
I did try X-47. It is very flour forward on the nose.
Okay.
But he put a lot of spices in it, like there's green apple and nutmeg and white pepper. So when you taste it, you can really taste that nutmeg and white pepper.
Okay, I know you're not necessarily a gin fan,
Not a gin fan.
but did you like this enough? Is it good? What is thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'll give it a thumbs up for a gin drinker.
There you go. There you go. KK, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we will be evaluating Experiment 47, one of 60 experiments StilL 630 in St. Louis is releasing over a 5-year time frame. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley.
Hey, Justine, how's it going?
Good, Steve. How are you?
Very good, very good. So, yeah, X-47, very fun. The latest one done at StilL 630 was just done this month, being August. It was the release for that, so that was pretty cool. And, the events are great. And our group that kind of hangs out at these keeps getting bigger and bigger. You've been to some of these before when you're in town. I know you normally plan your trips around when there's going to be a StilL 630 experimental release on a first Friday of the month. And our group, which was kind of like me and the legend and Danny. Now it gets bigger and bigger. We got my buddy Tim comes to most of these. Kathy Cool and her husband Scott Pinkowski. Scott hasn't been there yet, but Kathy came to this one. Really enjoyed it. She wants to get involved in the club that they've got. And, Heidi and Jim were there. And it just seems to be getting more and more ABV Network folks are coming there. And we kind of, when we can, we sit outside. So David kind of brought it back inside this month because it's air conditioned. His place is air conditioned. It wasn't always air conditioned since we've been going there, but it's air conditioned now. And he had kind of the event itself inside, but we stayed outside on the parking lot because we like sitting in the lawn chairs, getting the big group, the circle group. And actually, Dave, while he was kind of set up inside doing the samples and things like that, he did actually come out and join us for a while. Justine said hello and gave us some insight about what's going on and that kind of stuff. So that was cool.
So you guys are able to do full inside events currently?
Yes. Yeah. So right now, we can do those sort of inside events. It continues to evolve. And of course, we're recording this in August. It gets released in September. Things could change by then. So don't go by this as the barometer of exactly what's going on, because those things do tend to change over time. But yeah, so right now, yes, we can do things inside. Caveat there being, who knows? I mean, you really got it on the news a lot, hospitalizations up, all those type of things. It's unfortunate. We want to get past this, right? We all want to get past
right.
It. Well,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but we want to be safe, and so hopefully that happens soon. But I don't know. I heard some report. I heard a doctor talking. I was on a trip to Florida, and the doctor was talking. He's like, "Yeah, it's going to continue to get worse through October." He's like, "This is the last surge." And then, matter of fact, it'll get worse before it gets better with this surge. But then, this is the last gasp. People have gotten vaccinated, and people who haven't, get it and go through it. And then that should be it, is what he's saying. And I hope so. Gosh, we're just tired of this right now at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we've had, I don't really know what our numbers are. I know I have a friend who's aunt lives in an adult care facility, and they're on lockdown. The facility is on lockdown because they've had 3 workers and 3 people that live there have COVID, and 2 of the people were vaccinated. So it's still, I don't know. It's a mess, basically.
It is a mess. And I just look forward to the day where we can go back and do the things we love without any worry of this stuff. And, I watch the news, and boy, it would be great to watch the news with no mention at all of COVID, no global pandemic, nothing there. That would be incredible. That would actually be very satisfying. Let's get back to the stuff we normally talk about, local stories and stuff like that. That would be nice. Not this crap. But Oh well, we're stuck with it for a while, but it's good to see companies, especially small companies like Dave's, the fact that they can still be in business and do events. I'm happy about that, and it's happy to get out there and see friends and hang out. And again, we're sitting outside, we're in a group. There's enough social distancing I'm comfortable with being there, and hopefully that's able to continue. All right, so our experiment this time, Justine, is X-47, and we know that they're different. We think that, of course, it's the Bourbon Daily. They're always going to be whiskey. They're not. So tell us a little bit about this experiment and what it consists of.
This is a gin, and it is, as always, 100 proof, and the expression is Genever.
Yeah, if you're really into gin, you probably know exactly what that means. We're not into gin, so we don't know. So you don't need to tell us we're idiots. We're not idiots. We're bourbon people on a bourbon show. The fact we don't know about gin doesn't mean we're idiots, and we're not going to try to fake our way through, which is what an idiot would do. They'd be like, well, yeah, of course it's, or they try to Google it and then act like they're an expert. We're not even going to fake it. We're not going to fake it or anything, but we can enjoy distilled spirits that we like. They don't have to be just bourbon or whiskey. So that's why we're going to taste this thing, and we're going to base it on not what we know. We're going to base it on what we taste. Right, Justine?
That is correct.
Yeah. So that is the plan. Before we get out to break on these, we always like to do the cork pop and see who wins. So we'll continue that because we both have our bottles from Dave. I get them and I send out you yours. So who do you want to go first? Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Here's my X-47. I have bottle number 233. Oh, I did not do good there. Very light cork pop, and I even, unfortunately, did a little slosh there. So bad form all around, actually.
I have bottle 237.
237, okay. No, classic cork pop. I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. So you certainly won it on that. So cheers to you, Justine.
Cheers.
All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to nose this thing and tell you about it. We're going to taste this thing. And then we're actually going to tell you how we rate it. We'll do that in just a few.
Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Hey, what's your name?
Evan Van Scoik. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Steve Akeley. How you doing?
Hi, nice to see you, Steve.
Yeah,
is this your
absolutely.
first time here?
It is, yes.
Oh, very nice. What were you drinking tonight?
I haven't had anything yet.
Did you?
I'm working.
Did
I
you
can't
try the
drink.
experimental?
No, did you?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I thought it was all right, but why didn't you try it?
I'm working. I can't. My boss won't allow me to.
No, he sounds like a real stickler.
He is.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Yeah.
All right.
So you walk into a Nike store.
I walk into a Nike store, probably wearing Under Armour.
Why?
Because I'm at the Nike store to purchase Nike gear.
Well, you haven't been there before?
Someone I need to hang on.
It's a very
Possibly.
popular brand.
Yeah, but I'm not going to wear Nike into a Nike store. That just seems,
What do you think the
top.
employees are wearing?
Well, they're employees. I'm a customer.
Do you think that makes sense?
I think it makes sense.
No. So okay, so you come in, you buy the Nike stuff. You got to go back. You go back again. Are you wearing it that time?
No, I'm going to wear a different brand.
Why?
Just show where I came from.
Did you see the guys that just got in trouble for this exact same thing here at StilL 630?
Yeah, they probably deserved it.
All right, my man. Thank you, buddy.
This is BR 549, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are reviewing Experiment 47 from StilL 630 in St. Louis.
Yes, we are. So this one is gin, as we talked about, X-47. Usually Dave does these, in threes quarterly. So I would assume the next three will be gins, I guess. And, he can do different things with them. He can do different botanicals. Maybe one's barrel aged. This one's not barrel aged in any way. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. But on this one, on the nose, what are you getting there, Justine?
Juniper.
Juniper. Mm-hmm. Some lemon. Which I don't know. Again, botanicals, lemongrass. There's different things you to get that lemony kind of nose out.
It definitely has that citrus zest to
Mm-hmm.
it. Got that zing.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of something sweet on the nose too. Are you getting some of that almost, cotton candy-ish maybe?
I was gonna say honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Honeysuckle to me, I don't know what everyone else experiences out of it. For me, when I nose honeysuckle, there's kind of almost a little bit of a lemony note to honeysuckle. It's not like it's different than like nosing honey. So yeah. So that you're pretty good with that, I'd say. Anything else before we get a taste?
No, I think that pretty much rounds out. I don't get the cotton candy, and I just ate cotton candy yesterday from the fair. So,
so you're as versed as anyone right now.
So that is a very fresh note in my repertoire.
Cotton candy. All right. Well, cheers, and let's see what we got here, Justine.
Cheers.
Okay. It's good. I mean, I would say it's sweet. Kind of the biggest note for me is that kind of lemony sweetness. I don't know. Maybe like a lemon flavored chewing gum. There used to be one I used to chew back in grade school. I don't know. It might have been like electric lemonade with L starting, like apostrophe L, electric lemonade or something like that. Kind of tastes a little bit to me like that. I don't know. What do you taste when you get this one?
I'm not really sure what that is that you just described, but yeah, I definitely get.
I'm a few years older than you, and it didn't make it a long time, so you probably never got to try the electric lemonade.
Yeah, I definitely get like that lemon and almost like a grassy note. So I would say lemongrass. Yeah.
Lemongrass. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe some. I don't know. There's some type of herbal note to it.
But overall,
some sage maybe.
some sage, okay. There's a sweetness there too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, nice
Yeah,
finish. I mean,
definitely has like a kind of like a candy aftertaste. I wouldn't say cotton candy, but like a, I don't know, some type of hard candy or something.
yeah, yeah. And the finish, I think, is nice. It warms you up nicely, so I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have here the note from Dave. So this tells us a little bit more about this offering. So we've shared our notes. I haven't opened it up. Let's see exactly what Dave says about this one. So X-47, it's Genevieve, it's unfiltered. So and he says that's like every experimental. They don't filter these. It's multi-gin. Didn't know that. With juniper, coriander, ginger root, apples, cardamom, black walnut, nutmeg, and white pepper. There's nothing in here that would lead us to this is kind of lemongrassy. There's nothing like that in it. That's interesting. The white pepper, I think I get because there is a little bit of a spice to it. I can see that.
Yeah, when you said white pepper, I could get with that.
Yeah, so that's truly interesting, especially because apples. I'm not getting apples here, but let me taste it again. Now that sometimes once you have that power of persuasion, when you know that something's in there, let's see what we got here. Not really. I can't say I'm getting apples.
Maybe like more like a green apple, like a Granny Smith.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Not like I wouldn't say like a red apple, but I could definitely see like some type of green apple.
Okay. Very cool. Well, Justine, what we do with these is we say we've got 3 different ways that we measure these and our rating system. It's pass. If that one is like you do not want this one, stay away from it. Try before you buy would be, hey, this may or may not be from you. You need to try this first. And then buy it now is one we have such confidence in that all bets are off. Just take your money out and buy it. So where do you rank this one at on our chart?
So, as a very little gin drinking bourbon person, I would put this in between try before you buy and buy it now.
Yeah.
Just because, as I said, I'm not a gin person. So I would buy it now. If this is what I was looking for was a gin, I would buy it now because I don't drink a lot of gin and I think this is good.
Yeah.
But I still say try before you buy because if you are a gin person, you might want to try it before you buy it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm going to rate it the exact same thing as you, halfway between try before you buy and buy it now. I feel like if you're a gin drinker, buy it because it's good and, add it to your collection and see where it stands versus that. If you're not, I always would caution doing any sort of recommendation with a gin because I don't know what your thoughts are about those. Some people just are so off, but so yeah, try it. I think that you'll probably like it and end up buying it, but yeah, that's why I'd put it between those two. So that's where I both gave it the same rating. Very cool. Justine, tell them a little bit about the StilL 630 events. Maybe people are interested. Of course, I talked about us hanging out as a group there. Maybe it's something that they want to get down where they want to see the distillery or see the team. So talk to us about the events themselves.
So on the first Friday of each month, you can visit the distillery to participate in these experimental tastings. Sometimes they have them on other Fridays during the month. Definitely want to check out their social media. Dave is very good at keeping everybody apprised of events. The events are free, and you want to show up at the distillery around 5:30 to get in line to get your cocktail. Steve will be at the first Friday event. If there are other Fridays, may or may not be there. The address of the distillery is 1000 South 4th Street, and that is in St. Louis. And the website is still630.com.
Very good. All right. Well, there you go. That's what we know about X-47. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Still 630. You can find them at StilL630.com, and they're on all of the social media as well at StilL630. So check them out. Justine, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze. You can find our shop at abvnetwork.com and on Instagram at abvnetworkshop.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. The important website to always remember is abvnetwork.com because everything that we do is out there. We put all of our previous shows. Maybe you want to hear other experiments. They're out there. You just search Still 630. They will pop up and give them a listen. abvnetwork.com. Anything else to say before we get out of here, Justine?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Network.
All right. Great job today, Justine. And of course, for our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.
Hey, what's your name?
Rick Brenner.
I see you've got X-47 in your hand right now. What do you think? What do you think?
It's good.
So,
Dave doesn't make a bad gin. No matter what he does with it, it's always good.
you've had all the gins that he's
yeah.
come out with,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, where does this rank? Because you've tried a bunch of different ones. Do you think this could become a regular item?
I think so. I think
go.
it'd be a good addition to the rest of his lineup.
And what's your name?
Rick Brenner.
Is this your first time here, Rick?
I've been here once or twice before.
I was here once and you weren't here. Remember that?
Yeah.
You haven't missed too many of these, but
Yeah, but that was because I was hanging out at Boot Hill Distillery in Dodge City.
oh, did you buy a T-shirt?
Oh, I bought a T-shirt, Glencairn,
You gonna wear that?
Copper Bug,
Wear it here next month.
and
okay?
3 cases of whiskey.
3 cases. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it, man.
Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.